First of all, welcome everyone to the Retro Gaming Junction. This is Camilio and we are live on Twitch pretty much every day, 8 PM Eastern Time. Continuing our game, starting our game of Star Trek The Promethean Prophecy. We're continuing the Star Trek Trek. This is another game, another text adventure game. There's going to be a bunch of them. They're all pretty different, so at first I wasn't sure I would play them all, but since they're all their own little thing, yeah, I think so. We'll play them all. I have the manual here. We'll jump into that first. Yeah, that works. Okay, Hunger aboard the Enterprise. This is the same date as behind 3642.0, and here it's 3642.2. Hunger aboard the Enterprise. While exploring an unmapped sector of space near the border. Oh, let's put some little music in there. Yeah, I like this. This one is kind of nice. So, while exploring an unmapped sector of space near the border of the Great Transstellar Rift, the Enterprise came under sudden attack. Hey creature, how's it going? Sustaining major damage to virtually all decks. Leaking coolants contaminated the entire stock of raw protein substance, the base material of all the galley's synthesized foods. Chief Engineer Scott estimates that repair to our warp engines will take 8 or 9 constant days at the very least. It seems incredible that a Federation starship could be in such a position. If we don't find an adequate food source soon, the entire crew of the Enterprise will starve. We have beamed down the surface of Prometheus 4, the only Class M planet within range. I have ordered First Officer Spock, Dr. McCoy, and his ship's xenoethnologist Hernanda Dimas to explore the area and look for any signs of a protein source large enough to accommodate our needs. Hard to imagine what help we'll find here, Jim, McCoy says with disgust, dropping the dried out husk he'd been examining. The only plant life is as dry as dust, and about as palatable. You look out over a barren valley, heaped with jagged stones and pitted with crevices. A giant red bluff across the way dominates the scene. Here and there, the pitiful remains of alien vines are the only sign that life has managed to evolve in this place. Palatability is hardly the point, Doctor. Spock puts in without looking up from his tricorder. May I remind you that the protein substance whose destruction was so lament is not, in its raw state, any more appetizing than the desiccated plant life we find here. Give me a valley full of such plants, dried or otherwise, and I would count us fortunate. Too bad then that all the plants left in this valley put together wouldn't keep a chicken alive until next Tuesday. Indeed. A scrabbling noise comes from the hillside above you. Small stones tumble to your feet, scraping up a brief cloud of dust. You look up to see a figure vanish behind a rock. Did you see that? McCoy says with excitement. A figure, humanoid, with the strangest eyes. A cyborg, I guess. Spock frowns. It could also have been Lieutenant Dimas, who went off in that very direction not 10 minutes ago. Don't give me that, Spock, McCoy spits out with vehemence. I know what I saw. That was no human being. You pull out your communicator and flip up its grid. Kirk to Dimas. Come in, please. Dimas here, Captain. What is your position? My position, Captain? Her voice, piping from the communicator, lilts with surprise. But you can see me, sir. Can you? Can you not? Behind you, to your left. You turn to spot the tiny figure of Dimas, waving from a distant rock. I do see you, Lieutenant. We saw a figure a moment ago, a humanoid, we think, heading in your direction. Did you see it? Negative, Captain. I've seen nothing but... Oh! Nombre de Dios! There is a pause, and Dimas' voice takes on a tone of awe. Jumpers! So it's true! What's true, Lieutenant? What do you see? A humanoid life form, Captain. With much history I can explain. They were supposed to be mythological, but I just saw one, a female. She's heading up into the hills. Follow her, Lieutenant. We'll meet you. Be careful, everyone. Set phasers to stun. Kirk out. You scramble up the hillside, phaser at the ready. Spock and McCoy take separate paths up the rocky, dusty slope. You meet up with Dimas soon enough. But despite an hour's diligent searching, you find no other sign of what Dimas calls a jumper. She seems to have vanished completely. From everything I've heard of jumpers, Dima volunteers, once you've given up the research, I'm not surprised that we cannot find her. All the stories tell of how they could vanish, seemingly at will. The stories tell also of their eyes, like little pools of quicksilver shining. On this all Twiton it on this all Twiton what the fuck? It is said that once you see your own image in the eyes of a jumper, the jumper can always see through your eyes. Always knows what you are doing. Quicksilver eyes, McCoy explains. Yes, that's just what they were like. Little orbs of molten metal. But you said these jumpers were mythological. What do you mean? Dimas's own eyes shine with excitement. I've worked so as xenoethnologist on nearly every habitable planet in the regions bordering the sector. Every people has stories dating from their most ancient days, of visitors from far away with molten eyes. The Charla people of Shalburna, too, one of the most ancient civilizations in this part of the galaxy, tell of spacefarers that swarmed from sun to sun when the Charla themselves were an infant culture. They say that a jumper pilot could simply imagine where he wanted to be, and he and his ship would appear there, as if by magic. Nobody knows how they accomplished this feat. Their very existence is a subject of dispute among scholars like myself. With your permission, Captain, I would like to make a study of these people. I'm afraid I leap to the conclusion that the female I saw is in fact a jumper, when that is of course unproven. But whether she is or not, the ethnological similarities between her appearance and the jumpers of legend is so striking that, as a fellow scientist, Spock adds dryly, I understand your scholarly enthusiasm. Our first priority, however, must remain to the survival of the Enterprise. These jumpers may be able to help us feed our hungry crewmen. All immediate study of them should be directed toward that goal. Red-faced, Dimas stammers agreement. McCoy bent over his tricorder, whistles with astonishment. Well, I thought I never lived to see the day Mr. Spock. The day Mr. Spock has met an error reading a tricorder. Spock raises one eyebrow, tilting his head to one side as he registers this sally. What is this expression? This sally? Indeed, Doctor. Did you or did you not tell us, Spock, that there was no significant accumulation of plant life in the vicinity? I did because that is what my instrument showed. Then why, my dear Spock, do my readings show plant life thicker than the jungles of Zimmerbrew 3? And Pete's will combine, not 300 meters from here. Which direction, Doctor? Dimas asks as Spock checks his tricorder. McCoy points off down the hill. Fascinating, Spock admits. There does indeed appear to be a vast quantity of plant life in that direction. What is more curious, however, is that that is exactly the direction we have come from. These readings indicate voluminous vegetation in the Byron Valley we left less than an hour ago. What? The officers stare at Spock for a moment, then look to you for command. Down the hill, follow me. You race back down the way you came, stopping short of a cliff top perched overlooking the valley. The rocky red bluff still dominates the scene, but everything else has changed. A verdant, deep and tangled jungle fills the valley, stretching as far as you can see. Thick green vines creep slowly up the face of the bluff, the nearly buried boulders and the cliffside beneath your feet. Well, I'll be... McCoy says softly. Where did this all come from? Captain, Spock calls. Look here. You watch as a polyp about the size of a human fist grows from the side of a large rock. It emerges from a small puckered opening, spout-like, and becomes larger in the way that a drop of water accumulating in a spigot gains bulbous shape. Finally, it drops to the ground. Like manna from heaven, Dimas says, wide-eyed. Perhaps, Spock says gravely, an hour ago I quite casually said, give me a valley full of plants, and I would count us fortunate. Pending a more detailed examination, it appears that my wish has been granted. By whom? and by what means we do not know, but it disturbs me. I am not accustomed to having my needs so effortlessly met. It may not be so easy after all, Spock, McCoy replies. Look over there. Out in the valley, something large and enormously powerful seems to be burrowing along under the surface. Lines of disturbance break the surface of the soil, several of them now coming from different directions, but converging at one point, the spot where the four of you are standing. Phasers ready, you command. Set to stun. Whatever it is, we'll be ready for it. And that's it. That's pretty interesting because the game doesn't really start like that. Whatever. This manual is pretty nice. Captain's manual. Then you have a bunch of stills from the series. Welcome to the 23rd century. As James T. Kirk, captain of the Starship Enterprise, you are about to engage in one of the most challenging battles of your career as a Starfleet officer. In addition, you will soon be making contact with a thoroughly enigmatic alien culture on a planet never before visited by a Federation vessel. Your personal safety and that of the entire crew of the Enterprise will depend on the skill with which you handle this important first contact. So I read all of this. I didn't read this is the first time I read this. I did read the rest of the manual. It's been a couple of days, but there wasn't much like it. It just explains how to use a parser interface and Kirk 2 inventory. I'll put this here so I'll have quick access to it. Remove this. Okay, we are finally going to start the game proper. Captain Log, Stardate 3642.0. We have ventured beyond the charted boundaries. Something like that, yeah. We have ventured beyond the chart. When you think about it, like the PDF is bigger, like more megs than the game itself. The game is not even 1 megabyte, I think. It's a pretty small game. This was before the 1.44 megabyte diskettes. Yeah, this is 788 kilobyte. The manual is like 5 megabytes. There's better graphics in the manual. Reducing our speed to sub-warp velocity in the Promethean solar system near the Great Transstellar Rift. This was made by the Trans something company. I feel they're trying to make a Transfiction Systems. Probably their only game, I'm not sure. Let's see. Transfiction System. Oh. Prometheus Prophecy, they made the Star Trek, the Next Generation, the Transinium Challenge. So we'll play more of these guys' games. That's it, that's all they did. Make your own murder party. And hidden agenda. Hidden agenda looks nice. Make your own murder party. Oh yeah, you mean like you? Oh yeah, nice. Oh, the fucking murder dinners. Okay, yeah. So near. Oh yeah, these big floppies. I didn't use a lot of the big floppies when I started my ventures into the computers. They were there, my computer had it, but we also had the small ones, and I really didn't use the big floppies. Just a couple of times, because I did find, like, oh, look at that. I have something to show you. I hope I still have it somewhere. Should be. Oh yeah, there it is. I'm sure it doesn't work anymore. I don't even have the sleeve that goes with it. But look at this. This is mine. I don't know if you can read it, but it says Sierra boot disk. Sierra disk boot. With my very poor, I don't know what age I had when I did that. Maybe 10 years old or something. Maxell mini floppy disk, reliable and durable. Double-sided, double density. So yeah, these were the big ones. Like, I mean, they're 1.2 megabytes, I think, this one. For a boot disk. Sierra boot disk. I would kind of love making boot disk, I guess. Like, in retrospect, I remember having, like, being frustrated when I would do it when I was young, but I think I actually secretly enjoyed it. This is the exploratory mission. We are to seek out new life and make contact with new civilization. The unknown Promethean worlds wheel into view on the screen before me, gleaming spheres circling endlessly in the darkness. After all these years, planets still look like toys to me. Each one small enough to take into the palm of my hand, like the models hung from the ceiling in my room at the academy. At times like these, I find myself falling back on a single thought. A schoolboy's lesson, drilled into me at the academy with maddening regularity. A fundamental principle, which I once hoped was no more than a killjoy guideline cooked up by some sour earthbound Federation desk jockey, but which I have since come to respect as genuine wisdom. The Prime Directive. You can look all you like, but don't touch. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The Promethean Prophecy. Copyright 1986, published by Simon Schuster under the exclusive license from Paramount Pictures. This is a licensed game. These are the lost adventure of the Starship Enterprise. Oh, and then it rolls. Most modern motherboard can't even read B drives. Yeah. The A drive, not the B drive. Weird. Bridge. A circular chamber perched atop the saucer-shaped section of a starship. The bridge is the brain of the Enterprise. Your command chair sits at the center, surrounded by stations for your science officer, communications officer, and helmsman. A large electronic view screen dominates the room. The only exit via turbolift is aft. Lieutenant Uhura listens instantly to her earphone at the navigation station. Sulu monitors the ship's trajectory. Ensign Dwayne Berryman, your young officer, science officer trainee, gazes at instruments on the science officer station. There's a small holo here. Examine holo. I don't know what the holo is. I played a little bit of this, and it seems that examine is better than look, like most games, so I don't like typing examine, but it seems we have to do that. The holo is a glass hemisphere the size of an egg, designed to show full effect when shaken or turned. Frozen inside in three-dimensional holographic imagery, Cornelia smiles her enigmatic smile amidst the snowy winter of Izar. A happy crowd emerges from the Markabo palace behind her. Poor sweet Delia, your lost love. The day she gave you this holographic keepsake seems so long ago, almost another lifetime. What? Now, Nelia? Is that canon? Star Trek Nelia. Neelix, nope. Nelia, right? Nelia. No. I don't get the holo, whatever. Look. A circular chamber perched at saucer-shaped section of the starship. The bridge is the brain of the Enterprise. Your command chair sits at the center, surrounded by stations for your science officer, communications officer, and the helmsman. A large electronic view screen dominates the room. The only exit via turbolift is aft. Lieutenant Uhura listens intently to her earphones. Young Ensign Dwayne works the science of it. Continuing scan of Promethean system, Captain. I believe we've got a Class M plan on there. Sir, Prometheus 4 to be exact. Okay, so let's save. Wow. E. I didn't try saving. Well, we have a problem here. Zero. It's one. Yes. Save complete. Not sure it actually worked. Press a key. Restore? Did I say B last time? What is default? I guess. Complete this operation? Yes. I have no idea where my save is, because apparently in the folder itself there's a save.dat, but it still says that the last time it has been modified is in 1999. So, yeah. It must be this. It says that it's been accessed though today. 10 hours ago though. Makes no sense. Where did it save? Does DOSBox has like a B drive like somewhere I don't know about? Picking up something massive. I'm gonna give it. Okay. Okay. Look. No. Examine. Examine. View screen. But the screen shows only stars against a black backdrop. Sorry, sir. The Elsman falters. I could have sworn there was something out there. Yes. Must have been. Deflector ship popped up and. Bearman changed the subject. Yes, Prometheus 4 is Class M, Captain. Able to sustain life. He gulps. But, of course, you know what a Class M planet is. A tremendous blow rocks the Enterprise. Bridge lights wink out, then immediately come up again. Stunned, your officers lift themselves from the deck as the red alert sirens wail. Captain, we have been hit by an unidentified attacker. Nature of the assault is also unidentified. Okay. So, I think I will die here. I didn't die, I tried this a couple of times, like just because I wanted to see if the game worked, if I understood the commands. I didn't want to look too much like a dumbass. I'm sure I'm still gonna look like a dumbass. You'll need help. I'll need help with the parser interface with some of the words, I'm sure. So, and here I kind of didn't know what to do because it says you will see. Identify that attacker. Nature of the assault is also unidentified. So. At this point, I didn't know what to do, so, I think I said look at ship, and then you need to say attacker, so I'm using the word, you need to use the word they're using, so, like, look at attacker. The view screen shows nothing but a dreamlike vista of endless space, despite the hard reality of unexpected battle. Direct deflector shields, says Bearman tonelessly. Evidently transfixed by the grim news pouring into bridge consoles. Captain, they're going to be in trouble back there. He snaps out of it momentarily. Maybe I'll analyze the unidentified attacker, he says. So yeah, you have to tell him to do that. And his name is Dwayne... Oh fuck, what's his name again? Berryman, I think, right? I think... And you have to do the fucking comma. I wasn't doing the comma. You have to do it. Analyze attacker. Inside, Berrien stares blankly at the view screen, teeth chattering. Huge explosion below decks freeze a look of terror on Berryman's face. At this point, his expression may resemble your own. I like that. Lock phasers. No, okay. I need to tell Sulu, I think, right? Sulu. Lock phasers This is not what you need to do. Lock phasers on attacker. I don't think it'll work. Captain, I can't get a fix on this thing. We need an analysis of the attacker, something I can't perform. You hear Ensign Berryman muttering to himself. There it is! No, it's nothing. Okay, so Berryman analyze. We just did that. So I would do something like this. I'll show you. Analyze attacker. And say, did you say analyze? The word seems out of place because you need to do Berryman attacker. What the fuck? I can't do that. Really? Berryman analyze the attacker. I can't get a fix. We need an analysis. An analysis. Who's here though? Right now it's a brain with a headache. Signs of damage around you. Smoking consoles, bulkheads stressed and shaken by repetitive pounding blows. Your officers, professionals to the last, have remained calmly and loyally at their stations throughout the attack. All, that is, except Berryman. Lieutenant Uhura listens instantly to her earphone. At the navigator station, Sulu monitors the ship. Gazes at his instrument on the science fiction and the science officer station. Look at Dwayne. Insane Dwayne Berryman is one of the new recruits. I tried doing like go. I should try to go north, east, west. None below staggers the Enterprise. Energy plasma concentrated, impossible to anticipate the trajectory. Let's go south. As you go aft toward the door to turbo lift, all your officers turn to look at you. Why is our captain leaving the bridge? Their wondering eyes seem to say. At a time like this? In unfamiliar territory? A coffee as we watch the world burn. Yeah, so... Let's wait. I want to die. Wait. Time passes, as always. Still another it booms through the lower decks. Wow, you can survive long here. Time passes. Enter lift. Enter turbo lift. Oh my god. Enter turbo lift. That requires some real unseemly contortions. Oh, okay. The terrible pressure grips the ship. You can practically feel it through the hull. 1,000 atmospheres about to crush you. Then it breaks and the force washes over you. Wave after wave of some concentrated energy. Your years of experience tell you the Enterprise can't take much more of this, whatever it is. Wait. Whoops. They let you fuck around a lot. So I cannot enter the turbo lift? Okay, open turbo lift. Maybe that's why. There you go. Again, that old penchant for exercise and futility. Professor Gill used to warn you about that back when you were... What the fuck is going on? Enter the fucking turbo lift. Must be broken or something. Oh my god. Examine turbo lift. Fuck you, game. Oh no, okay. I thought you wanted me to detail examination. Wait. I want to die. I want to see what happens when you game over. Pounding blow. Then the console bursts into flames. Sulu snuffs it with his bare hand. Still another it booms through the lower decks. Wow. Kirk to Scott. Status? Ship status? Kirk to Scott. Ship status. No. If you guys know how I should say it, or there's other ways I could say that, I just want him to say, what can I say? Analyze, brief, analyze, lots of analyze. Turn on a communicator, set phaser, lock phasers, arm torpedoes. Enterprise. Analyze Enterprise. Ah, fuck. Yes, I just told him to do it. Scott. Oh yeah. That is bad. Everywhere we turn we find something new. See for yourself. If it's damage you're after, you might take yourself a surfeit. The strain in Scott's voice comes through loud and clear despite the crackling static of the malfunctioning intercom. There you go. Tell me about something. Yeah, lots of tell me about. Here you can say take evasive action, use impulse engine. Wow, I want to die. Wait. Wait. Can we even die here? Can we game over at this point? Well, I don't think we can. It seems we can't. I can't even press up to get the last, fuck. She's not going to hold up. Well, I am trying. I'm trying my best to die here. Oh, we died. I guess I clicked too quickly. So retrieve? Yeah, B, whatever. 1. Yes. Okay, so, and we should have something in our inventory. Okay, so what we need to do, I'll show you. Well, we can do scan planet. Your extensive command experience tells you that better results can be obtained if an appropriate member of your crew performs this. Oh yeah, so Berryman scan planet. I believe there is life on Promethean 4, but mostly in a single location, and nothing sophisticated enough to pose a threat to us. Okay. Turns blow, and it starts. So analyze and identify. So if I say Berryman analyze, he's just dumb. He's a new guy. He's just So what you need to do is, and I had to check a walkthrough for this. I didn't want to get stuck at the beginning, so I actually checked it out, and I would have gotten stuck because you need to call Spock. Because I don't know, in my head I was like, okay, Berryman is the guy, I need to do something with the guy, but no, apparently Spock is also somewhere in the ship. So you do Spock to Kirk, and I think just talking to him brings him here, but let's say come here. Not Spock to Kirk, dumbass. Kirk to Spock, come here. Oh. The intercom comes alive with the voice of First Officer Spock. I'm aware of our situation, Captain, and I'm on my way. You hear Ensign Berryman muttering to himself. There it is! No, it's nothing. Berryman. Scan attacker. The turbolift door slides away and Spock stands, framed in interest, his impassive, angular features, a sobering counterbalance, the sense of helplessness taking hold of the crew. Sulu calls out, Captain, whatever it is, has just come about for another attack. Spock acknowledges your glance with a small nod, and then steps into the bridge. I assume you have run a pattern analysis on the attacking vessel maneuvering. Summarize your findings? Yes, sir, the ensign snaps to attention, then falters. I mean, I planned to, just now. Stand aside, please. Your first officer, the best of the fleet, takes command of the science officer station. Young Ensign Berryman, with an unembarrassed sign of relief, exits through the turbolift door. Still another hit bombs through the lower decks. Okay, Spock. In my test, I tried because I knew that Berryman was a dumbass. I tried Berryman, you are relieved, go away, and he didn't want to. You need Spock to tell him to go away. Okay, so Spock analyze attacker. Oops. Conducting such analysis now, sir. A terrible pressure grips the ship. You can practically feel it through the hull. Your years of experience tell you the Empress can't take much of this, whatever it is. Spock. Sulu lock phasers on attacker. We need analysis of the attacker. Captain, I have a fix on the attacking vessel. I'm placing it on the view screen. He deftly toggles a pair of switches. Now, there it is. Pale blue and almost beautiful. It's formed that of an attacking eagle, frozen in mid-flight. A Romulan bird of prey. Okay, examine bird of prey. The bird of prey's graceful, swooping design obscures its purpose. You know this vessel to be little more than a plasma cannon, with the mobility of a starship. This one-screen image is uncommonly vivid, its outline of almost hallucinatory clarity. The effects of adrenaline, no doubt. Maybe I'm hallucinating. Captain, I found evidence of possible sensor malfunction, an indistinct data image mirroring the movements of our adversary. Spock analyze image. I've subjected the image to several modes of analysis. By the way, I have no idea what I'm doing at this point. I've subjected the image to several modes of analysis, Captain. No physical object appears to occupy the space corresponding to the location of the data image, and this seems highly unlikely. I should have picked up readings of ambient interstellar matter, which exists everywhere, yet I did not. I would theorize that someone, or something, is feeding our sensors spurious data. A pounding blow, then a console bursts into flames. Sulu snuffs it with bare hands. Captain, that image may be some kind of Vermilion weapon. Maybe they're trying to confuse us into firing our weapons at the wrong target. Okay. Lock. Phasers. Let's save again at this point. Let's go with 2. Yes. Lock. Phasers. No, Sulu. We did that already, right? No, not the Romanian vessel. The other, the image. Or communication. Can I say yes? The view screen goes blindly white, then fades. A face resolves before you. It is the Romulan commander, judging by this smirking figure's garish gold uniform. There is vicious glee written on his sharp Vulcan-like features. Uhura. Captain, I am unable to establish two-way communications. We'll be able to hear him, but the Romulans apparently are not interested in anything we may have to say. Okay, I don't know, wait. A great creaking loud-ass whale song reverberates throughout the ship as overstretched structural members warned of imminent failure. So, is he talking to us or what? Okay, lock. Let's fire. We'll have to be more specific than that. Try using a weapon, Jim. Oh, yeah. Fire phasers. I should say image, but I want to say this. I want to see what happens. Firing phasers. The treble whoop of phaser fire resounds on the bridge. Sulu studies his console. No good, sir. In my readings, that should have been a direct hit. Okay. Sulu. I don't know if he's still like. Let's try fire phasers again. At attacker. Even though I just locked my phasers on the attacker. Okay, so I don't need to repeat Sulu. I'm still talking to Sulu. Okay. Sulu. Fire phasers. So do I need to lock? I don't know. At image. Captain, a near miss. It's tough to pin down the image's exact coordinates too. The outline's too fuzzy, but a photon torpedo's proximity blast might do the trick. The Romulan face leers. So proud you must have been, Captain of the Enterprise. Did you think I would let my brother's death at your hands go unanswered? Well, here is your answer. Another blow rocks the Enterprise. A moment later, Sulu calls out, "Starboard shields gone!" Scotty's voice crackles through the intercom. "Captain, she's not going to hold up to this pounding. I cannot guarantee power much longer." The roar of another hit drowns him out. Fire... torpedo at attacker. Ah, I'm dumbass. I'm a dumbass. Fire torpedo at image. A full spread of torpedo bursts from the launch tube and speeds invisibly through the dark, set to detonate at target coordinates. 5 seconds. 3 seconds. 5 seconds. The view screen blossoms with distant, silent white explosions. Sulu practically jumps from his seat. We've hit something! We've hit something! I have readings indicating concussion of some large object. It has to be a starship. I'm in agreement, and Captain, his eyes on the view screen. Notice the effect on the Romulan warship? Still another hit booms through the lower decks. Okay. Spock. Analyze attacker or image, I don't know. Clearly, the Romulan bird of prey was no more than an illusionary attacker, undoubtedly created and controlled by some intelligence within the data image. He raises an eyebrow. An interesting technology. They intercept our sensors' bounce-back component, reorganize it to produce misleading information, and then feed it back to us. Laughing, your adversary raises his fist in the gesture of triumph. This is too easy! He turns and barks frantic orders to someone out of your line of sight. Need to work on your Scotty accent. Okay, fire Sulu, fire torpedo at image. As a nightmarish rumbling of torn and twisted bulkheads and collapsing decks vibrates through the soles of your shoes, the Romulan commander addresses a final farewell. The death cry of your vessel echoes most pleasantly to me, Captain. Your vessel is now no more than wraith, but its death cry is quite real. Your last thoughts form. It is an image of your brother, Sam, long dead now. He smiles, holds a hand out to you. You take it. And I'm dead. That wasn't fast enough. Oh, no. Retrieve the 2 was the one. Yes. Okay. Spock. Yes. Can I do analyze ship? Yes. Seems that now it's glitched out here, and it's gonna stay like that for some reason. Sulu, fire torpedo at ship. Same thing. Okay, we already did that. Okay. Restore them. Can we shoot that image at this point? No. Whatever, yes. I wanna see him die. Ah, shit. Torpedoes away! View screen lifts. Shifts to the targeted location, distant explosion flares and die away. Sulu pounds his console lightly. We have him now, sir. Reading indicates that they've lost a lot of power. Another blow staggers the Enterprise. Sulu calls out energy plasma, concentrated, impossible. Fire, torpedo, at ship, again. Oh, I'm a dumbass. I'm a dumbass! Fire, torpedo, at image. Look! Where a torpedo detonated, the screen image of a Romulan warship now fades into view. Spock moves to your side. Captain, it is now apparent that the Romulan warship which initially attacked us was in fact no more than an illusion. Here, all along, was our true adversary, or what's left of it. This once deadly bird of prey is now scorched and inert. It hangs there like a cold ship, every spacefarer's nightmare. A derelict craft, its crew dead adrift. Uhura breaks the silence. Uhura breaks the silence. Captain, I have a transmission from that vessel. Yes. Instantly, the scene shifts to a picture of near-total devastation. The Romulan warship commander lurches through the wreckage that was once his bridge. As if sensing your presence, he turns to meet your gaze. You. Now you have defeated us both, he shivers and reaches under a crumpled console. It was you who killed my brother. His vessel's cloaking device did not protect him, as my own ship's imager has now failed me. But the fact of my death must prove the measure of our family's valor, for you indeed must be a great enemy, to have defeated us so. And what greater honor is there than to die battling the great enemies of our Praetor? With that, he throws a silver lever and is bathed in white flame. Seconds later, only stars and black space are framed before you and say you. 3. Yeah. Berryman is not even supposed to be here at this point. Lieutenant Uhura listens intently to her earphones. At the navigation station, Sulu monitors. Spock. Analyze ship. Or debris or... Scan space. Okay, let's talk to Spock. Scott. Scott. Tell me about ship? Let's see what he's gonna say if I say that. Oh. I don't know what to do at this point. Wow. Damage report. Spock steps up to face you. Damage report, Captain. Severe impairment to key functions on virtually all decks. Turbolift barely operational. 4 decks have been completely evacuated due to life support system failure. Priority 1 loss. I am informed that leaking phaser coolants have contaminated the entire supply of raw protein substance we use for synthesis of the ship's foodstuff. There you go. There'll be nothing to eat aboard the Enterprise until we find an alternative. Spock continues. I anticipate you will want to make an exploratory excursion to Prometheus 4. I suggest we keep our landing party to a minimum, and I've instructed xenoethnologist Hernanda Dimas to meet us at the transporter room. Captain, I have a few things to attend to before we go, so I'll meet you there shortly. He goes aft into the turbolift and is gone. A moment later, the turbolift returns. The door slides open automatically as you approach, and close after you again with an aeromechanical whoosh. Turbolift Deck 1. The door of this simple elevator room faces 4. The gentle voice of ship's computer pipes from the intercom. Attention Turbolift passengers, attention. Damage control restriction in effect. Service non-functional to all decks except 157. These destinations accessible by command up or down. Okay, I guess I can't go up at this point. Attention, passenger, attention. You are on deck 1. No level exists in the direction up. From deck on, all other decks are down. The turbolift is waiting now on deck 5. The exit is to 4. Okay, 4. Spare utilitarian corridors stretch throughout the Enterprise, running here to port and starboard. The door to the turbolift is aft. Sickbay is 4. McCoy's personal preserve contains several long banquettes designed for the comfort of reclining patients and a profusion of sophisticated medical instruments. The way out is to aft. McCoy snorts a bit and shakes his head. Amid the confusion of emergency medical treatment, you recognize Chekhov. He sits hunched over on an examination banquette, wired up for a full bioscan, but no scanner could detect his obvious embarrassment. "Captain," he says in his clipped Russian accent, "I'm perfectly well and ready for duty." The medic attending him rolls her eyes. "Yeah," she says, gently pushing the young navigator onto his back. "And I'm Catherine the Great. Captain, he needs to get off his feet for a few days. I'm afraid he inhaled a short metric ton of phaser coolant. He's lucky to be alive." She turns and points a finger at Chekhov. "Rests!" she commands and moves on to the next injured crewman. So I have nothing to say to them. Can I say, does bones work? No, I guess it's gonna automatically come with us. Aft. No, I thought this would work. The door opens with a whoosh. You enter the cavernous, isolating world of engineering. This, the bowels of the ship, is where Lieutenant Commander Scott rules supreme. You see about you the impulse engines, matter energy integrators, and so forth that give the ship its power. But Scotty's unusual, well-maintained order has been shattered by the unexpected attack. Exit is to port. Scott stands center deck, barking orders. I don't know, I don't see Scotty barking orders. He immediately comes over when he spots you. "Captain, that was a bit closer than I would have liked, but I think we'll come out alright." He cocks his head, "But I don't like the sound coming from the ion integrators. I'm going to check them for surge damage." Okay, so can I go port 4. The door slides open automatically as you approach, then closes after you again with an aeromechanical whoosh. The transporter console fills much of one side of this room. On the other sits the transporter platform, containing 6 matter energy scrambler Loci? The fuck is that? There's a transporter officer, there's a portable phaser, and a communicator. Suddenly, senior ship surgeon Leonard McCoy is standing at your side. "Jim, I don't know how you did it, but we haven't got a single critically injured crewman after all the fireworks." "That's because I'm fucking Kirk! I'm Captain Kirk!" Oh, maybe a broken arm or two. A lot of people shook up, but nothing my staff can't handle. In other words, Captain, I'm coming with you. Spock joins you in the transporter room. We need to pick up the phaser in the communicator. Oof, alright, wow. Okay, let's save here. Whoops. No. Okay, beam us, officer, beam us down. Officer, energize. Of course, sir. I'll be ready to energize as soon as you've gone onto the transport. What? Fuck it, north? Enter Loki? Whatever? No, step doesn't work. Oh, this is stupid. This is stupid. Oh my god. And the fucking manual was like, just type whatever you want and the game will magically understand what you're saying. Yeah, right. It's super simple when I'm fucking asking. Energize. Get on the... I'm gonna use exactly what he's using. Gotten onto, so get on the transporter. If this doesn't work, fuck you. Okay. You step on the transporter, positioning yourself directly over one of the matter. Step on the... It says you step onto the transporter. So me saying step on transporter should have worked. Fucking shit. How much work is it to use multiple words to say the same thing? I don't believe... I've done a little bit of programming. I don't think it's a huge thing or that it uses a lot of memory. Like, I don't know. Step into, step onto, enter. All these should mean the same thing. Anyways. Okay, energize. Energize. You feel the familiar tingling onset of transporter paralysis. Oh, that feels nice. As the atoms in your body convert temporarily into energy, the world reforms before your eyes. You die. A shimmering nearby resolves into human form. Sandy clearing. Jagged, oddly shaped rocks surround a sandy clearing here. A steep ravine cuts up through steep cliffs to the north, broadening toward a desert to the south. A path winds through jumbled rocks to the west. In the center of the sandy area, there sits what appears to be a monument of some kind, an obelisk. Spock is here, relaxed and alert. McCoy seems a little fidgety right now. Dimas studies the surrounding element by element, as if trying to absorb every detail. What is fucking Dimas is there? So after watching rewatching a bunch of the episodes from first and second season, it seems I was somewhat wrong in the fact that Uhura does come down like on away missions quite often, like more often than I remembered. So I don't understand why they couldn't make her more of it. It's always Kirk, Spock, and McCoy. Like Sulu is just there, Chekhov is just there, Scotty is just there. He could have a way more important role, but even like Chekhov but no, now they introduced Dimas. Couldn't we have taken like the whole crew here? I like that Kobayashi alternative, when you would transport by default, you would transport down with the whole crew. Uhura, you, Bones, only Scotty wasn't there. I guess Sulu wasn't there because you were looking for him. Was Chekhov there? I guess it was only you, Spock, Bones, and Uhura. Sometimes Scott would come, just sometimes. Your landing party fans out to explore the area. McCoy appears at the cliff to the east while Spock takes tricorder readings in all directions. After intently studying the obelisk, Lieutenant Dimas explores the jumbled rock formation to the west. Okay, I'm going to take a little break here, and when we'll be back, we'll continue on, and I guess we'll do what was in the manual. We'll see, because what we read in the introduction of the manual was right here. Anyways, will they say read the manual now? I'll be back in a couple of minutes.
What makes you sweat? Is it passion? Or could it just be heat? What about not knowing if your very next breath will be your last? What about all three? Tomb Raider from IDOS Interactive.
You're about to take the first step on the longest journey of your life.
You know how some mornings you wake up, but you're not sure if you're really awake or if you're still just dreaming? Weird things have been happening lately. I'm quite certain I am insane. You're telling me my dreams are true?
Vamos, enter the light. You see, señorita, mystery is important. To know everything, to know the whole truth is dull. There is no magic in that. Magic is not knowing. Magic is wondering about what and how and where. The balance provides. The balance protects. Trust the balance and trust yourself. Goodbye, and good luck on your journey.
The longest journey. Finally, in the depths of his greatest humiliation, he is imprisoned.
We're back. Okay. So, I don't know exactly. Should I map this at this point? Have something to map. I could just use a little text document here. So, I don't know. Let's look around. In the center of the sandy area there sits what appears to be a monument of some kind, obelisk. From time to time, Spock looks up from his tricorder to make his report. There is some scattered predatory fauna out in the desert, Captain, but the prevailing life form on this planet is a tiny creature not unlike a crustacean. Crustacea? Although it dwells in the sand and is capable of photosynthesis, it exists in vast quantities all over the planet, and would offer an ideal food source if enough could be gathered together. Unfortunately, it lives in tiny clusters, widely scattered amongst the sand dunes. Since the Enterprise is not equipped with sophisticated harvesting equipment, the chances of our amassing sufficient quantities in time by ourselves must be regarded as nil. Square in the center of the sandy area, inclined slightly toward the west, sits a heavy hexagonal obelisk made of hard, patterned glass. Though a different color predominates on each side, the pattern is everywhere the same, a swirling design not unlike paisley, with stylized teardrops falling to a churning sea. Each side has been defaced with the same peculiar symbol or pictogram. Okay. The pictogram represents a series of 5 dashes following a 6-pointed star-like emblem. Oh, I'm gonna write that down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Curious artifact of unknown origin. Such excellent workmanship would suggest it is a product of highly developed culture. What's the name of her? Oh shit. Put a new character in there. Her name is not even in here. What's her name? The fucking... Dimas. I'm gonna write it right here, fuck. Dimas. Dimas examine obelisk. Markers like this have been found on several nearby systems, most notably on this Altueton. They are known to be very ancient, but beyond that, all is speculation. Their purpose, their origins, the very method of their manufacture. One theory is that they are the funeral tablets of a vanished race. I can only speculate, Captain, but here goes. It could be the identifying mark of an individual or association of individuals, indicating possession like a cattle brand, or purity of composition like a hallmark. It could be a political symbol. It could be the stylized representation of a religious symbol, like a cross, Star of David, crescent, or davdrel, with elaborate significance, only adducible. What the fuck, man? In English, please. Adducible after detailed study. It could even be personal graffito, like the detestable laser marks that plague the walls of skyways and urban centers of Debwe 5. I could go on, but I'm afraid the effort is pointless without further exploration of the culture that if I do analyze instead. Analyze a pictogram. Analyze pictogram with tricorder. What's the other one? Tricorder or sensor? I guess I don't. Spark. Analyze obelisk. Bones. Excellent. Oh my god, he's gonna say that every time we. Oh my god, this game is great already. Because that's the perfect opportunity. They did do that a bit in 25th edition, but not too much. But now he's gonna say encyclopedia, but he should say something like obelisk. So he should, I'm a doctor, not a mineralogist, you know. But I'm sure he's just gonna say not an encyclopedia when I say bones. Examine pictogram. Whatever it means, it must be pretty important to whoever it is that scrawls it all over everything. Okay. So I can't take a picture of it. I ask everybody to examine the obelisk and the pictogram. Okay, yeah, there's a bunch of things here, okay. A steep ravine cuts to iron. It would just be simpler. I'll just take it. Steep ravine cuts up through the steep cliffs to the north. So, okay, if I start, I don't know, in the middle of it all. It's a circle with the obelisk. So let's put in the middle, whatever. A steep ravine cuts up through steep cliffs to the north, broadening toward the desert to the south. Eh? So I guess I can go south and north here? And that's it. There's no other... Okay, that's it. Okay, so examine... north. Top of ravine, a scrabbling noise comes from the hillside above you. A figure vanishes around a rock, scraping up a brief cloud of dust. Did you see that? McCoy says with excitement. A figure, humanoid, with the strangest eyes. It could have been Lieutenant Dimas pushing on ahead of us, glimpsed as we rounded one of these rocks. Don't give me that, Spock, McCoy spits out with vehemence. I know what I saw. That was no human being. By the edge of a broad plateau, a steep ravine leads downward here to the south. A well-used path leads north. Lieutenant Dimas pushes eagerly ahead as you reach the top of the plateau. Captain, look there! She points out a tower looming off to the north. Spock checks his tricorder while McCoy and Dimas look over his shoulder. A promising development, Spock reports. Readings show a significant accumulation of protein under the tower just north of here. Spock's right, Jim. Whoever these people are, they seem to have collected enough food to feed 2 starships for a year. The landing party stays nearby. By the edge of a broad plateau, I want to go back to the south. Oh shit. Okay, I think I missed something because I thought there was repeating stuff. Okay, sparkle with little pools of mercury. They seem to draw you in, drawing you back your own soul and daring you to take a long hard look at it. She springs to her feet, gives a tiny little gasp, and rushes away up the ravine. The young Promethean woman pauses in her flight, turning briefly to stare at you and whisper. Her own words come haltingly, as if she is learning your language at this very moment. Please, talk not. The afflictor forbids. She rushes off to the north, holding up her long robe for better speed. South. You look out over a barren desert. Heaped with jagged edge rock, like little sign can be found here to indicate that life has ever managed to evolve in this place. A giant red fluff just... we read that in the manual. The creature scuttles between you and Spock, lizard-like. It suddenly comes to rest, standing motionless for a few seconds. Seems to be a simple desert. Scuttler. What the fuck is Scuttler? Nothing? Scuttler. Scuddlers is a lad, usually between the age of 14. Okay. Yeah, I think this game, the people that wrote this, I think they were trying to be a little too smart for their own good. Like, they're really throwing a lot of, like, $5,000 words. Who gives a shit? Just explain what you have to say. Like, Disco Elysium doesn't use, like, big words that I don't even understand because I'm French, I'm not English, so... Some words like Scuddler, never seen that before. It sounds like something. It sounds correct. Like scuttling, right? Scuttling, it's something, but I don't think... Scuttling is like dispersing or something. Scuttle, run hurriedly or freely with short quick steps. Yeah, that's what I thought. Like rat scuttling or something. But scuttler... There is a scuttler. Examine scuttler. On each side of this creature, which is about 2 meters long, a single flipper-like appendage hangs motionless. It's easy to imagine these legs in action, slapping at the sand, propelling the segmented, tapering body along with a side-to-side scuttling motion. Scuttling! The scuttler's front end is unearthly, to say the least. A horizontal slit reveals a shiny membrane, perhaps an eye of some sort. Beneath it, thick folds of skin somehow remind you of an elephant trunk. But by far, the most unusual element of the scuttler's body is the forward slanting collar, of flesh protruding up 1.5 meters from the creature's back, like a great scoop composed of layers of fine organic mesh. The scuttler twitches spasmodically, and the fleshy folds on its anterior open to reveal a curved, golden sphere. As you watch, the sphere protrudes further and finally drops to the ground. With that, the scuttler darts away and is lost in the featureless desert. Examine sphere. It appears to be a composite of common Promethean silicates and metallic particles resembling gold. It's about the size of an apple. Spock. Examine sphere. Spock cocks his head to one side. Almost certainly the sphere is a byproduct of the filtering process by which the scuttling creature extracts windblown nutrients from the sphere, from the others. So it's shit. Spock. Analyze shit. Sphere. Okay. No, examine first. She can't analyze. We're absolutely picking it up. So if I do just Spock scan sphere, whoa, width tricorder, is it the same as analyze sphere? I guess. Maybe even if you do examine with Spock, it does analyze automatically. Take him. We have a sphere now. Small hollow, golden sphere, communicator, portable. Can I just do eye? No. What do you want to eye to? I don't know. Let's save. But jumping off a cliff there with the same unfortunate. Okay. Okay, I should do this. So, this is sandy clearing cliff in the east. South seems to be more desert. If I go west, rock slide. Rock slide. Giant boulders lie piled haphazardly here, evidently fallen from the cliff face to the north. The going would be quite treacherous in any direction but east. There's a pile of giant boulders here. I'm sure I can use my phasers. So if I go south, take a second look at the steep cliff confronting you here. You think better about attempting to scale them. As McCoy might say, you're a captain, not a mountain goat. Set phasers to maximum. There's a bunch of phaser things you can do. Wide beam, narrow beam. Set phasers to stun, narrow beam, wide beam, overload. Okay. Set phasers to Overload, but that would be to overload the computer or snow overload. Oh no, yeah, the game. Yeah, if you do title, you say what the information on the game, and in the manual even says like throughout the versions there'll be, but I haven't found any other version than this version, which would not be surprising that there is no other version. If you go version or update, it's like a readme, saving and retrieving. Yeah, I wanted to read this before starting. Enter the position, that's for saving. Talking to characters. The landing parties have always given you valuables. So, what is something? Don't stop there. The members of any landing party will have varied opinions depending on their particular perspective. You can also say, who is someone? Tell me about something. Analyze or scan. Phaser versus phasers. You may occasionally find Star Trek telling you that you can't see any phasers here when you're certain you have one in your hand. If this happens, remember this. Star Trek interprets the word phasers to mean the ship phasers. And phaser to your portable handheld model. Fire phaser at target. If long as possible. Fire phaser at a sustained burst of your your phaser manages to blast one of the small boulders to nothingness, but many more remain. Oh, I must respectfully point out that at the rate that it's taking, we will exhaust the power of our phaser before we have managed to get through 3.7 meters worth of rock. Only an explosive force of nearly uncontrollable magnitude over 4.3 Wortham units will have any impact or consequence on these boulders. Bing! There's a light bulb because I played the other Star Trek. So, Kirk to Sulu? Turn on communicator. Kirk to Sulu. What? Lock. We'll start with that. Lock phasers on boulder or my position. I don't know. And we'll move. It says point here, maybe. Point or aim. Fire or shoot. Okay, okay. Sulu. Fire. Phaser. No, point. Let's start with point. Fuck it, fire. Phasers at boulder. We're gonna die. No, he's not gonna do it. Okay, yeah, okay, thanks. Exactly. Good. Okay. East. This is fucking working. This is working. Fire at... I was sure I was gonna check the fucking walkthrough every 5 minutes, but... Hey, TH checks, how's it going? Alien poop. Oh, I missed that, though. You guys are so fucking silent today that sometimes I just ignore the chat. I'm sorry. I'm just too focused on the game. Fire at no. Sulu. Fire at fire. Phasers at boulder. Oh, come on. Fucking dyslexic. Oh no. Are you dumb? Aim, because lock doesn't work. Okay, but okay, can you just keep the lock? Can you do that for 5 seconds? Like, can you do that for half an hour? Can you just aim at that boulder for half an hour? And then I'll just move, and then you can shoot it. This should be easy. I'm gonna move east. Kirk to Sulu. Sulu. Fire phasers at those boulders that we just talked about 5 seconds ago. Oh my god. Okay. Let's go west. I'm not even sure this is what I need to do, but phasers, set phasers, phaser, to wide beam. Is it in one word? Narrow beam, wide beam, wide beam, shoot. Spock appears stepping directly in front of you with an air of resolution. Captain, the destructive force of an overloaded phaser may exceed 4.7 wartime units. We have but 1.7 minutes to change the setting of that phaser, or risk consequences of alarming finality. Oh yeah! I remember you can set the phasers to like auto-destruct. Kind of. They're kind of a bomb. Essentially, they were a fucking grenade. Right? They don't use that most, like, a lot, but you can do that. I talked to her, but I think chat was broken for me. But if you don't see the chat popping up down there, that's because there's a problem. Because I see pretty much exactly what's there, but sometimes not. Sometimes I've seen things on my preview screen there, and not on my chat screen. I was like, what's going on? So this is too much destructive forces. God damn it! I was sure we got it. And we can only do stun, narrow beam, wide beam. We should be able to put it to kill or something. No killing in this game, maybe. Set phaser to underload. It's a joke. Overload, underload. I don't know. Turn off, over. I don't even know how to remove it, or just set phasers to stun. The low menacing drone of an overloaded phaser builds intensively with ominous speed. What the devil? Jim, nothing but 6 feet of solid rock could protect us from an overload blast. I feel this could work. Let's drop... No, or Let's throw phaser. I keep forgetting phasers. God damn it. Phaser at boulder. Spock stares at you, incredulous, then dashes for the shrieking phaser. Too late. A blinding flash, the sound of smashing glass, shards of matter come whistling through the smoke-filled air, and you find yourself boldly going where so many generations have gone before. That final, very final frontier. These are the last adventure of the Starship Enterprise. Whew. I'm sure that's how you do it. I'm sure that Sulu can shoot that. Maybe not. Maybe I should focus on something else. Okay, maybe I should mark here that there's some kind of boulder. East. Oh, Craig! Hey, thank you for the raid. How's it going? Vedela, how's it going? Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Star Trek: The Promethean Prophecy. East? The gravity of this planet is no, yeah. South end of plateau. What were you playing? I'm good. It's been a pretty long night. I've been streaming for what now? 4 hours and 40 minutes. I'm pretty tired. These are the games that will make you tired. There's games that will like Star Siege that will like really pump me up, and I finish a game of Star Siege, I'm still on the adrenaline almost. But this game is not that. The new Left 4 Dead game. What? Back for Blood. I know nothing about Left 4 Dead. Is it really another, or is it a Left 4 Dead clone? A grotesque creature steps into your path. It is humanoid, but encased in segmented armor from head to foot. Red-tinged eyes peer out at you through a horizontal slit in its otherwise featureless helmet, and a rasping female voice cuts the still air. You are not a chanter, nor a sustainer, she says, eyes fixed upon you. Neither a defender nor a traitor, certainly not a lost delighter. She speaks these words haltingly, as if they are unfamiliar to the something. Yeah, I just realized that the game should be we're not at the proper aspect ratio. This is super important for this game. Where is it? Oh, I guess this is it. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, this is actually, even though it does look stretched, it's actually how it's supposed to look like. And when they programmed it, they used square pixels, so they just didn't give a fuck. A grotesque creature steps into your path. It is a humanoid. It is humanoid. She speaks these words haltingly, as if they are unfamiliar to the speaker. Learned while spoken. Then, as the prophecy foretold, she reaches beneath a shining breastplate and moves forward toward you, but is brought up short by a distant shout. I am pursued, she says quickly. When we meet again, I will know your intentions by this. Dropping a glossy tablet at your feet, she wheels about and runs off to the north. It's the old Valve team that made the Left 4 Dead games, making a new game to fill the gap that Left 4 Dead left when 3 didn't happen. But there's a gap in the story? I will know. Dropping a glossy tablet at your feet, she goes away. Examine tablet. This glossy tablet, about 10 centimeters across, is wafer thin and feels to be quite fragile. A delicate drawn symbol has been traced onto one flat surface, like this. Again with the symbol. A carefully groomed character seems about to speak to you, but thinks better of it and rushes quickly by. What? A weather-beaten Promethean carrying a woven bag slung across her left shoulder strides in with an older male. Both carry long brooms with handles made of some kind of bone. Spotting a new sand drift, they attack it with their brooms, managing to spread the sand evenly, about but not to clean it away. Discouraged, they hoist broom to shoulder and move on. Spock examine tablet. I'm afraid that at present the sum total of your information on that subject is greater than really? Okay, we'll go east. There's multiple. This is the second one I'm playing. There's so many of them. Do you want me to list them for you? Let's do that. Good evening. Free beer tomorrow. Tomorrow? No, 2 hours left for tomorrow. Here. Where would I put this? Boop. Yeah. Yeah, we got the Kobayashi alternative, which I played, which is text-based, but text-based with a twist. That's 85. There was a re-release in 87. I played the 87 version. That was 85. 86 was this. Then there was Star Trek The Rebel Universe 87, which is also text adventure. Then Star Trek First Contact. Then Star Trek 5 The Final Frontier. Then Star Trek The Next Generation The Transinium Challenge, which is 89. That one looks particularly good, but I think it's not totally text, but mostly. There's still somewhat a graphical interface, but it's very parser driven. And I think I'm gonna play all of them because they all look pretty good. A broad courtyard stretches out here from beyond the clustering all the blue dominates the play of colors before the blue gates. Okay. before Blue Gate. Hey, Dr. Jacobs. No, none of them were. They were all published by Simon and Schuster. But Kobayashi Alternative was some guy. Promethean Prophecy is these guys. They also made the last one, the Transinium Challenge. And then, which was not published by Simon and Schuster, or was it? Then there was Rebel Universe, which I don't know who made that, but it's mostly made by all different developers, but always published by Simon and Schuster's because they had the licensing of the they needed the Paramount licensing of Star Trek. Final Frontier was made by Mindscape, which does sound familiar, but no Infocom. Like, yeah, I wanted to compare this to the Infocom games. When were they when this was released? Like, what about Zork? Oh, Zork is 80. So they did Zork in 80, 81, 82, then 83 Enchanter, Sorcerer, 84, Spellbreaker, 85. So this was made around that era. Beyond Zork, which I'm gonna play eventually. The grotesque armored Promethean defender watches you intently. A path running east and west along the compound wall meets another leading south toward the edge of the plateau. Let's go south. South end of the plateau. Okay, south end of the plateau. South plateau. A few crumbling, disused buildings mark the southern edge of the Promethean plateau. Two suns glisten off something massive to the north. A well-worn path runs south. Top of ravine. We've been here. Can we go north? I don't understand. I don't understand. South end when we... What? So if I go south here... Where was the fucking boulder? Ah, there it is, okay. This is in the sandy clearing. Okay, yeah, it says at the top. Okay. North. Top of ravine. Okay, this is top of ravine. Okay. Oh. Your communicator whistle. The communicator comes alive with the business-like voice of Uhura. Captain, Starfleet Command has responded to our distress call. Admiral Fitzgerald says to can't Kirk find enough food for himself? You have to send him a lunch pail. I'm sorry, sir. That's what he said. He went on more seriously to say that the nearest ship capable of bringing adequate supplies would take weeks to reach us. My apologies, but you're on your own, Jim. Or his final words, Uhura howls. Connection is broken. Okay. Top of ravine, so we can't go east from here. No, north. South end, if we go east, we fall. We can go west here. An unusually airy Promethean with green-tinged eye firmly fixed on the ground comes in followed by a work team. They form a circle around a sand drift and begin to As you watch, the sand seems to melt, then fuses with the ground until the surface is hard and smooth. The Prometheans prod the ground with their stained hands, testing their work. Satisfied, they turn and leave. So if from here I go south, I end up at the top of the ravine? That's weird. Okay, well, now we know. Can I go north west? Can I go southwest? No. Northeast, southeast. No. North. Gallant and thin, an ill-looking Promethean, wearing an expression of deep calm, meets up with another red-robed colleague. They each gently touch a webbed end to the other's lips. They move off together, chanting. West. Eh? Since when from the southeast? We could go west here a second ago. What? North is before the blue gate? Oh, I guess. Oh, this is fucked up then. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna explore this a little bit. Let's save 6. Yes. Just want to be sure I understand how all this works. So if we go south from Blue Gate, south end, then top of the ravine, then sandy clearing. Even though it still says top of ravine. Okay, sandy clearing. If we go north here, top of ravine. From here we cannot go west or east. Oh. Scott here. I thought you should know there's been a bit of a roll down in the afterdecks. Seems some of the new recruits were found ordering edibles they brought aboard back at Starbase then. A few heads got knocked in the scrimmage, so the brig's a mite crowded just now. What with the prospect of no meals at all for a while. Tempers are bearing up short. We are hoping you scrap up a little supper sometime soon, Scott out. Okay. I guess there's a time limit for this fucking thing. So north should be south end of plateau. If I go east here I cannot. West? No. North before the blue gate. Okay. West from here. South of the compound. Okay. Only a narrow spit of land here separates the compound from the cliff edge to the south. A path runs east and west across it. You must be careful approaching these Prometheans, Captain. Dimas volunteers. Readings show no metal working, suggesting a tentative ranking on the Richter scale of culture. Of no higher than BB-. There seems to be only a few hundred of them, so the danger of unnecessary contact cannot be underestimated. Several things about the Prometheans remind me of the celebrated jumpers who appear in the legends of many cultures on nearby planets. The legend of the Charla, for example, speak of an ancient space-faring race with eyes like little pools of quicksilver shining, ribbons of flesh on their necks similar to what the Promethean call their Arik, and a system of castes similar to their Chems of Sustainer, Sage or Chanter, Delighter, Trader, and Defender. Okay. Can I go south? Southwest of the compound. Southwest compound. The glare of 2 suns reflecting off the burnished dome of the compound hurts your eyes. The narrow pathway runs along the edge of the cliff, curving out to the northwest and east. South, no. Northwest. Outside the violet gate. Okay, so we're running around, I feel, so in this direction. Violet gate. Drifts of sand partly cover this wide public square facing the northwest southeast curve of the compound. To the east, a gateway looms, its thickened edge dappled with violet. A grotesque armored Promethean defender watches you intently. Okay, can I go north? East? Oh. I guess I entered the thing. Warrens of the Delighters. Here you see a walled-in field of cracked and pitted pod-like structures. Purplish sandstone eggs, perhaps 15 meters in diameter. Each one is fissured at several points, and in some of the pods, shadowed figures twitch or change position. Slowly move an arm or turn the head so that what little sunlight filters in glints off clouded violet eyes. You realize that the shapeless heaps propped up against some of the pods are still other Prometheans in similar shattered repose. This is a colony of derelicts. Warren of the Delighters. Let's go back west. Can't go north, west, northwest, west of compound. Shit. Winds blowing on the western cliff. That sounds just west again. No. Southwest. North. Northwest of the compound. Shit. Thick sand drifts blown against the compound here make movement slow and unsteady. The heavily drifted path coming from the south forks out into several branches, leading northeast around the compound and northwest to open section of the plateau. Well, I'm on the fucking edge of my map here. Oh my god. I'll have to redo this map, so apparently there's... So let's go into the plateau, so let's go northwest. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. But appear to be tense, watchful study. Oh shit, I missed something here. God damn it. Can I check the VOD? Can I check the VODs of this? Okay. Okay. Thick sand, this is northwest? Yeah. Okay, thick sand drifts, blah blah. Okay, you realize that this area is ringed with armored Prometheans. And that's when I fucked up. They maintain their distance, so I didn't miss anything. They maintain their distance, but appear to be tense. Watchful, studying your every move. McCoy touches your arm. Jip, look there! He nods in the direction of a curiously awkward figure, gazing at you intently. Somehow reminds me of one of those medieval characters. What do they call them? The figure's head tilts, and what would pass for a smile of recognition on any planet crosses his lips. McCoy, he says, haltingly. Dr. Bones. I think you mean fool, ha! He throws up his hands gleefully. Fool! Yes, this suits me. I am the fool! Okay. Let's look again. The fool regards you with an opaque stare. Talk to fool. Can we do that? Yes, I'm here, Captain. The communicator just whistles. Hey, Mace! I'm here, your communication whistles again? I think we're fucked. We're running out of food! It's Sulu, his voice tense but controlled. Captain, I'm pulling us out to a high orbit to keep from entering the planetary atmosphere while Mr. Scott continues his repair, which he says are going well. However, Mr. Scott, the communicator is wrenched from your hand. You find the red-tinged eyes of a Promethean defender inches from your own. Voices from a box, eh? He turns the communicator over, shakes it, and listens to Sulu's report. Then, he casually drops your communicator to the ground and grinds it under the heel of his glassy boot. We may have been told to keep our distance, he growls, yet I for one don't like it. Prophecies, these are lies. The defender struts away. Spock retrieves your communicator, examines it briefly, and hands it over. That was costly, he says simply. The fool closes his steel-grey eyes as if listening to some distant sound. What you seek can be found at the desert's edge, to the south. With that, he turns and is gone, followed by the miling defenders. Oh, he's gone now. Partially, it appears to be quite useless. Really? Dark cloud off in the distance. No point and click games. No text adventure games. Here we'll have text. We'll have music until we get to like. Maybe none of them has music. There wasn't many music on DOS games back in the day, pre-90s. Yeah, a little bit here and there. But this game didn't have any music, so this is the same music I use for Kobayashi Alternative. I'm too tired to continue. I'm actually like having trouble reading and thinking. I'm too fucking tired at this point. But I mapped a little bit here. I think I'll redo it, and we might actually, like, I might reload like an old save and do what I just did quickly, speedilier. Exactly. That's me tonight. It's time to go to bed. Long day tomorrow. So yeah, that's it for today. Tomorrow we're gonna play some Ultima 4. The stream tomorrow might start a little bit later, like 8:15, 8:30. I don't know. I might post it on Discord if it's like actually really late. If it's only 15 minutes late, maybe not. Looks like fun. This is okay.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Hey, thank you for the follow. Free beer tomorrow. This is okay. It doesn't look formidable, like amazing, but we'll see. It has, the story is intriguing. It is much more complex. It's well written because the Kobayashi Alternative was not well written at all. There was a lot of stuff you could do in the game. The interface was nice. But the story, yeah, no. Just running around and ask people about Sulu, and Sulu's going there, and I saw some fucking Klingons, and no. Good ideas, but pretty boring. Hey, let's raid Ranscott. It's been a while. He's rarely on when I finish. Hey, is he playing He's not playing Wasteland. It looks like Wasteland. I think he said he was playing a bunch of Wasteland engine games. So this looks like one of them. The old Wasteland. Precursor to Fallout. Anyways, thanks for watching everyone. More of this game on Sunday at 8 PM Eastern Time. Tomorrow Ultima 4 at about 8. Maybe it's going to be 8, maybe it's going to be 8:30. I don't think it's going to be past 9 though. So, thanks for watching everyone. Have a great night. See you next time.
Thank you for your cooperation. Good night.
I'll buy that!